Shannon, hi, how are you? Fantastic. I'm going to have you maybe just start by introducing yourself to the folks who are watching here.
Okay, hi, my name is Shannon Salentine. I am the founder for Lead for Good and an executive leadership and team strategy coach working in the global development space.
And you've been at this a while in the field of global health, global development, worked in a number of capacities and places. Anything else you want to say about some of that history?
Well, I just think it's interesting to come to a conference like this and meet with colleagues who I've been working with for so long, because we like to talk about how back in the old days we were creating paper-based registers and rolling out national information systems all through paper, all through pencil. So just seeing how far things have come, and then also being a witness here to the creativity, the innovation, has been really fascinating.
So Shannon, I heard some amazing things coming out of your Sunday session on women leaders in digital health. You are a facilitator, a coach, an executive. You do an amazing job on so many fronts. Do you want to talk a little bit about that session and some of the highlights? What came out of that?
Yes. I mean, I think one of the things that's really important to me and that I learned over the course of my career is that figuring out what kind of leader you want to be and owning your own leadership is really essential in sustaining whatever work you're doing, especially if it's in this very purpose-driven, mission-driven space where a lot of your life is your work. I mean, people are really committed who do this type of work, right? So the Women's Leadership Workshop, which is for women who work in global digital health, was kicked off by Dr. Olivia Velez last year. She brought me in as a
Famous in these parts.
famous. She brought me in to facilitate last year and then again this year. And the big takeaways are how important it is to take time to really cultivate your own sense of leadership, just to remind yourself, just to take that moment to really articulate what it is that you see for the world, see for yourself, and kind of get grounded in that way, especially before walking into an event like this, where you're constantly telling people what you're up to and what you want, what you're committed to, and what you're working in service of.
So great to hear. I think it's critical and important that we create space for these kinds of communities to flourish. I know that we do a lot of work with Women Lift Health that has also a similar orientation and mission, and Olivia's, of course, a fellow there. So great to see this happening alongside the conference and creating space for all these great conversations and relationships to unfold. Yeah.
Leadership.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other impressions of the conference so far that you might want to highlight? Anything sticking out to you in conversations? You've been at a few of these. What is bubbling to the surface?
I think it's really inspiring to see how committed people are and dedicated to solving some of these really challenging problems. And that's it. Like every time I walk around the corner, somebody else is talking about some amazing thing or some amazing challenge that they're really trying to crack the code on. So that's my big takeaway, just being in the energy of that.
Here, I'm going to ask you about coaching. And the power and importance of coaching. Shannon is an amazing coach, and coaching is something that I'm personally very passionate about on a number of fronts. Shannon, why should somebody, maybe a digital health or a global health leader, or somebody who's emerging in their career, get serious about coaching? What kinds of transformation can folks expect? What's the kind of value prop that jumps to mind for you?
Yeah, well, everyone's transformation, everyone's journey is different. I think that what I find to be so powerful about coaching is having that one-on-one partnership with a coach who is really holding your agenda and supporting you in moving towards advancing your leadership, going over those leadership edges, those growth edges. So having someone who can really support you in that is, I think, the biggest piece of coaching. And what I see in terms of the benefits, right, or the return on investment,
The ROI.
when people take the time to really contemplate what they're doing and how they want to work and lead intentionally in partnership with a coach, they become more solid in what they're doing and they can sustain that so much better. So less burnout, more sustained leadership, and a lot more creativity and commitments for whatever they're doing.
I gotta tell you, I was the ultimate skeptic on coaching for many, many years, and I had some dark places, and I needed support that I couldn't produce organically through my community, and had not just one, but actually several different types of coaches over a few years work with me, transform a lot of really some key aspects of my professional journey. And I am like a total convert. So if you're out there and you're thinking about coaching, Shannon is one of the best, especially for this field too. I feel like you really do support so many great leaders.
I love it so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nick.
All right, Shannon, thank you so much for coming by the studio. We wish you a wonderful rest of your conference. All right, take care.